Hey everyone, I got this box, and instead of just throwing it in the garbage, I want to make a planter out of it. So, I'm pretty sure I counted correctly, and I'm going to need 66 of these Tumbling Tower Blocks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to paint them. I debated on doing a black and then what am I trying to say? Waverly Antique Wax. So black and then brown, and so forth and so on. I'm not 100% sure yet, but what you need is hot glue, wood glue, 66 Tumbling Tower Blocks, and the paint or stain of your choice. This is just black mixed with water, and there's no, there's a little bit of drying time, but there's no smell, and it soaks into the wood, so you still see the wood grain, and I really want this to be pretty, so I think that's what I'm going to use. So I'll be back when I decide. Okay, so I'm barely dipping into that for each one. Wipe it on, and I picked out these Tumbling Tower Blocks that have these lines in them. Like this one kind of doesn't have, like, it's got like one and a partial. Same thing on the back. But I tried to pick out ones that have more lines, the wood grain. So as you can see, the black highlights those wood tones. But what I was saying is, if you just get a little bit on your brush, tiny bit, you don't have to wipe them off. So you don't have to wipe off every single block. So, you know, just use what you need. And you don't have to wipe. If you think it's too dark, don't wipe it. But for the most part, and there's no fingerprints because it's just acrylic paint and water. So that's what I'm doing. I just barely put it in there, brush it on, barely, and I don't have to go back over it with the paper towel, because let's face it, it is a pain in the butt to have to wipe off every single one. But of course, when you're using the antique wax, it's so pretty that it's worth having to wipe them. But, you know, like I said, so just barely stick it in. No. Barely stick it in there. Get it a little wet. Brush it on. And then you see how it just goes for that wood, where that wood grain is. And you don't have to wipe it off. If you get too much, like I did the very first, when I mixed it, I had way too much on my brush. So for about the first, gosh, I'm going to say 5-10 blocks, I had way too much. So I had to wipe it off. But see how this just covers it. And if you think you need a little bit more on there. And then don't forget your ends. Some of them will be seen. We'll actually be cutting some of these blocks down. So here I've got them TP'd. I guess that's what you would call it. So that it's just barely touching something, and that'll allow it to dry. This piece was standing up, so that'll allow it to dry, and you know, so that I can do all 4 sides. Well, I guess it'd be 6 sides with the ends, but I can do them all at once. I don't have to just do a half and then wait and then do the other half. So as long as I have something to prop it on, where it's just barely touching, they dry pretty well. So I did want to say that. Hopefully my microphone is picking it up, and if not, I'll end up doing a voiceover. So anyway, carry on. Here are my Tumbling Tower Blocks after painting them all. Looks like a gigantic spider coming out. But anyways, the air can get in between these, so they're not laying flat. They're leaning accordingly. And yeah, so that's how I'm gonna let them dry for the day. I'm gonna go out shopping. Start my Christmas shopping. Okay, so here's my box, completely painted inside and out. You have to do the inside like perfectly, because you'll probably have something in here, florals or something. So I got a couple spots, but our wood blocks are going to cover that. So some of my blocks here, I did have a little mishap with the paint, so it's alright. I'm just going to put that side down. See my paint splattered here. And here. A couple spots. Kind of splattered. Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and lay these out. Make sure that my voice is coming through, I hope. I'm going to take all the ones that I splattered first, lay them face down, and just go all the way across on my box here. So I know when I place them with the hot glue that they will be, you know, mashed together correctly. I don't leave too much of a gap on one side, or, you know, I get all the way to the end and they don't fit. And I also want to make sure that I put my best pieces forward. Yeah, we want our best, you know, whatever we choose is our best. This one, so I want them to be contrasted as well. You can see, you know, there's no right way, no wrong way. Just, I just want them to look really cool, really neat. So, I look for fingerprints that I put on them when I was painting them. I check for that, and just any imperfections, and make sure that that side goes down. And so here we are at the end, and I do have a little bit of the box hanging over, so I'm just going to push it down a little bit here. Make sure that they are all pushed together. I don't really have, I think I might have to split a block for this. So that's why I wanted to lay them out first. Now, we're also going to be splitting these blocks in half. That'll go along the top. So we will be using more of our water paint, or whatever, you know, paint you used. And yeah, so if I scoot them over, it's going to leave me with a gap here. Maybe I can fit one in sideways. It's still going to have to be split. So I'm going to go ahead and take one and split it in half. Hang on. Okay, I'll take my miter shears. Yeah, let's stick them in there. Try to get it about half and half. And squeeze. That was so easy. So I got some black paint on this dude right here. Let me take, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, and I'm going to take a baby wipe and try to wipe my black paint off, but I'm going to go into fast motion, so just gluing. Okay, so I've been up and down with these blocks. I was gonna do this, I was gonna do that, but quite frankly, none of it worked out. So, going back to the planter that I thought I didn't like, these are going to go on here after I paint them, of course. They are going to go up here like this all the way across. I didn't like the way they looked halved like I had shown, so I gave up on that idea, set the planner to the side, and decided I was going to make candles, candle holders, you know, yada yada. But I've come full circle, and now I am back to my planter box, where if I leave a gap in here, it's my robe. It's cold down here. It's about 40 degrees, I guess. Depends on your definition of cold. Anyway, if you leave a small gap in between them, and then just mess around with it here and there, you make these work. Yeah, you can make these work. So that's what I'm going to do, and I have to make some more. Not sure which videos are gonna fit into this now of the videos that I made, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a few more, because I have some really bad glue that I made these. I put these things together, and then pieces just come right off. I mean, the glue's not staying. Some spots are so hard I can't break them apart, and then others are just not staying, or just, yeah, not staying together. I have big gaps, which could be my fault for not measuring or not using my square at times. Alright, so you need, each block needs to be marked at 15/16, and that is half of a tumbling tower block. So I'm going to mark up a few, and you know, it's very important that you get them at the halfway point, because your squares will not square up if you don't. I went about it all willy-nilly, don't matter, yada yada, and I have a bunch of blocks that aren't square now. But never give up, she says. Okay, so anyways, it looks like I needed 6 blocks per side. I have 7, but I think it only took 6 of them. So I need 6 more squares. So it's 2 blocks to make a square. So there's 2. Let me grab some more tumbling tower blocks. Okay, so it's November 11th. Holidays are coming right up on us. I haven't been a real big fan of Thanksgiving and Christmas because of the loss of 2 of my children. Holidays are hard when you have empty seats and you can gather the other kids around and you know, you're happy that you have your family that you have, but there's an aching deep inside that you feel for the kids who aren't here with us anymore. And you know, right now I'm on a medicine roller coaster, and I actually found that I don't have any emotion right now, which is not me. I'm a very emotional person. They're crying. I'm either happy, I'm sad, I'm angry. You know, my emotions go all over the place. Well, I thought, you know, anything but sad, and I'll be happy. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that when you're melancholy, you're not. It's not okay. I mean, I just sit there, and it's not that I'm not sad. I'm very sad. It just doesn't show. I just don't show it. You know, something funny happens on the TV that split that block sideways. See that? It's like a perfect split. You know, you see something funny on TV and I don't even laugh about it. It's just like, okay, that's funny. And then my husband looks over and says, wasn't that funny? Well, yeah, it was really funny. But I don't laugh. I don't have any emotion. No desires. No give a shit. My shit giving was off. Sorry about my language. My give a crap was gone. Just absolutely gone. Well, it is. So she realized when she upped my antidepressant, it's really it's for bipolar disorder. When she upped it the last time, she went from 0.05, or she went from 5 to 10. She skipped the 7.5 in the middle. So she says, let's dial you down to the 7.5. She said, because she said, I just thought since, you know, you have so much going on that 10 would be where you would need to be. And evidently 5's not enough and 10 is too high. So she's dialing me back down to 7.5. So I'm looking forward. I don't look forward to crying. I don't look forward to, you know, realizing with the harsh reality of I'm the mother of 2 dead children. I don't. But even if I can't cry doesn't mean I don't want to. So I don't know how that would make sense to anybody. But just because you're not crying doesn't mean you're not suffering, I guess. And to not have any emotion at all, no happiness, no sadness, no, you know, well, you're still happy and you're still sad, but you can't show it. Hey, you know, my husband bought me this. He went to K Jewelers and he got me this. It's my birthstone. It's a topaz. So he went and got me that, and yes, I'm excited. I got a new ring. Did I show it? Not enough. You know, not enough. Because I just don't have it, and then I start feeling bad. Because I think, well, my husband deserves a lot more than that. You know, a lot better than what he gets. You know, I'm stoic. Okay, well, I dug down into my hot glue container and pulled out some that have a more yellow tint, where the ones I've been using have a more kind of a white opaque type of tint. So I'm gonna have a couple of them that'll still have the old glue, of course, but I'm gonna try the other. My Gorilla Wood glue doesn't seem to be doing as well as my tight bond. So, I don't even know where my tight bond is, but I do have this super glue wood glue that I will use. Maybe if I get that tip off. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we want the cut end in with our cut end down this way, like this, to make our little L. Now, I do want to use my square. I found out that I am not squaring my pieces up. Okay, so I'm basically doing the same thing, I just twisted it around. So you want your cut edge in, and then the cut edge opening to the long part. So you don't want your smooth edge. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I wish I was better at explaining things than I am. Or sometimes I lose track of what I'm actually saying. Just short-term memory. The doctor said it could be years before the confusion from the post-traumatic stress disorder. He said it could be years, it could be months, it could be 2 more days. She, did I say he? I have a female doctor. The psychiatrist is a male though. He said the same thing. Okay, so we have our cut edge here. We have one cut edge that's already there, so we want the next piece, we want our cut edge. See, I've got, this has a lip on it, so those things are good, those miter shears are good, but they do leave some edges, they do leave it uneven. So okay, so I want my cut edge down, and this is my cut edge here. I don't know if this glue is going to be any better or worse or no change. Set it up against your square and then square this up. Push up here at the top and then try to make it as square as possible. Okay, so far it looks like it's good. And then we have our cut edge, which goes against our piece here. So we're going to put the glue on the cut edge again. Oops, snot bubble. Glue bubble. See, normally I have a really good sense of humor, and it's just not been showing. I'm just not getting along well. Okay, so I forgot to put, darn it, I forgot to put glue here. In this. I forgot to put glue in this part, but look how I have a ledge. I have no idea why. It's all completely even everywhere else. Let me push that in a little bit. Oh, how about you just fall off? That's what I'm saying about my glue. There's no reason why my hot glue wouldn't stick to raw wood. And that is the raw side. It's aggravating to say the least, but anyways, it gives me a chance to fix this one. So, do it again. Touch of wet glue. Call it wet glue. Touch of hot glue. Oops, too much hot glue. Oh, and then here. So we're just going to use some hot glue there. Okay. Slide it down. Try to make it square. Looks better. Alright, so I'm going to do that to the rest of these. Okay, so now the goal is to get these on here. They're not going to go on perfectly. Just kind of get an idea of where we're going to put them. So I want to have one on each end up to the end, and then just put these in until you get them where you want them, and then glue. For this I'm going to use Eileen's tacky glue since it's going to be stuck onto paper. I thought this would be a good time to pull out Eileen and her tacky glue. And then just start gluing them on. Okay, so I got these all on here. Of course, they still need to be painted. But I do have a bow. This side's bowed in. So I'm going to take a popsicle stick, cut it down, craft stick. I keep calling it popsicle stick. Popsicle sticks are much better than these because you get to eat the popsicle first, right? So anyway, I'm going to cut the tip, just the circle part off of one end, so it slides in there flat, and then that'll keep it from bowing, and you gotta keep it kind of up to the top. We'll still be able to put, you know, plants and whatnot in there with that, but I don't want it to bow in too far. Yeah, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue at the stick, where the stick goes. And that's all I need is one. I think that's fine. It's still, like, this part's still bowed a little bit. This part now goes out a little bit, but in the long run, you're not going to be able to see that. Now, the sides. The sides are not done. I don't know how many, kind of just focusing on the two. I'm not going to be able to fit, I'm only going to be able to fit 2 in there, and I have to make them because this is one of those, my glue's either too good or too bad. So I'm going to make 4 more, 2 for each side, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have all of my pieces on, and now I'm going to paint them or stain them. whatever you want to call it, with my black paint mixed with water. So I will keep a paper towel if I can reach them. Paper towel on hand to wipe them in case I get too much. In case I get too much on it as I go here. Really easy to do. And then, you know, since it's watery, it's easy to get down into those cracks. Like that, I got way too much, but it's hard to get down in there. I said it was easy to get down in there with this. It's easier than it is with paint, but I've got a couple innies there giving me a hard time. And this isn't gonna, it shouldn't hurt the other at all, but I'll just go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the whole thing again. Make sure that I don't have any wood showing. So that's what I'm gonna do. Stain the whole thing, including the popsicle stick, and I'll be back. Okay, so down into the little square holes here, I got a small brush to, the big one's just not cutting it. So I went down in with this. This seems to work a lot better, just to get the insides. Oops, sorry about that. Get all the insides. I don't think it matters if I get paint on the spots that have already dried, but I think I'm just going to do the whole thing just in case, because I am not that certain. I keep hitting the cord for my camera. My camera is a USB camera attached by the cord. I do have some blue that you can see, which I'll go back over later and paint with black acrylic, not the watered down stuff. Those are already done. Touch up. While I'm here, I do that stupid hold my breath thing and then I let it out real hard with my nose. I apologize. I don't realize I do it for the most part, but then I remember that the camera's actually going and I'm doing it. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so I have a few picks here. These are from Walmart that I picked up. I don't even think it was last year, it was probably a year before. But I got some berries and just some of this, whatever it is. I have no idea. Just called decorative pick. And then I have some dark berries. And then a pick. This one I believe I got at Ollie's, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of the bright red flowers, but for this, and I'm also haven't been that great at flower arranging. Now I love these berries. I just love the color. So I'm going to try to incorporate them into my flower arrangement, but I'm not that great at arranging. I don't think. I'm not like really. The last arrangement I did turned out really awesome. It was fall picks. So, anyways, I thought I had one of those ones that was already cut, but I don't see it anywhere. So, this is how our planter turned out. It's still drying. You can see dark spots and whatnot. So it's still drying a little bit, and you see it's kind of lopsided and stuff, but you're not going to see that because the flowers are going to be so pretty. So I do have the stick in there holding it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Oops, kind of went off there a little bit. The only thing hard about this is trying to stay straight. Okay. Go again. These under, they probably fit in here this way. I might have to glue them down. I'm not sure. I am not a pro at this. That's a little bit higher than the rest. That's alright. Okay, so like I said, I may have to glue them down. I just don't know for sure. So I've got my wire cutters here. So I don't really know where to begin here. Just start putting them in. Let's see what happens here. Have a fall leaf trying to inch its way in. You had your time, fall leaf. You had your time. Alright. So this is one pretty big piece. There we go. I never throw those little wires away. I always think that I'm going to be able to use it somehow, some way. Okay. Walmart berries here. I don't have enough greenery. That's going to be a problem. I need it to be really full in the center, and I just don't have enough winter. Okay, so I cut off a big piece of garland. It's just regular old Dollar Tree garland, and put that in the bottom. And I did a practice run on this, and it wasn't the best. It's not the best. I'm not the best. I just want to, I mean, I do this for the fun of it. So, you know, at some points I find myself not having fun, and I stopped crafting for a while, and sometimes I stop crafting for the day, and sometimes I don't come down here for a long time. Sometimes I put the failed attempt to the side and start on something else. But I do want to stay active on YouTube because I see no reason to not have a channel. Sometimes people are haters. I shouldn't say sometimes people are. There are some people who are haters. And they want to make sure you know you're not doing well. And I don't have anybody doing that, but I'm saying if they did, it wouldn't stop me, because this is my personal blog, if you will, vlog, that I'm doing for myself. So, if I talk about my personal issues, my post-traumatic stress disorder, the fact that I've lost 2 children, one was 20, one was 26. I don't know of any mother that has lost a child not wanting to talk about their children. So people, if those people in particular don't like it, they have the option not to look. I mean, I don't want to give up the videos because it's therapeutic. Even if there's only 5 people that watch it, I hope those 5 people enjoy it. So if I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Not at all. So I'm not even going to try to be. Let's see. Got this big piece here. Stick her down. It's coming along. I don't have very many picks because I went and I bought too much Dollar Tree stuff during the fall, and I feel guilty about it. So I decided I'm not going to be buying more until I use up what I have. And I have a lot of stuff, but so then for me, I decide, well, let me make a Christmas box. But it's not really. It's an all seasons box. So when it's fall, I can put fall flowers in. At Easter I can put spring flowers in. It's by not gluing anything down, I'm leaving it open. So I'm cutting my flowers kind of short, I just realized, so they don't stick up a lot. Just get a few flowers in here and there. And I don't know who's a good who's good at this, but I'm not them, that's for sure. So like you would say, if I was messing up a painting, I would say, well, I'm no Picasso. But I don't know who arranges flowers, but I just say I am no florist. So anyways, the flowers are not my favorite part of any. I got these little black and white things. No, we'll stick with these. Well, I do have a pine cone on this little pick right here, but it's so short. Such a short little guy. Let me put some more berries in there. Right here. Right here. So, this is what I've come up with. And not the greatest, I understand. I just don't have that many Christmas flowers to put in it right now. And it is November 13th. Is it? Or I believe so. The 9th was my anniversary. 16 years with my hubby. So let me know what you think. Hopefully Hopefully the flowers don't turn you off to it, because the box is still good. Still drying, so it's got a few, you know, uneven colors or whatever. So anyways, there it is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like and subscribe. It's very important for a YouTuber to get likes and subscriptions. I subscribe to people all the time. I just don't hit the notification bell because, you know, if I'm following 450 people and they all post a video on one day, I'm going to have that many notifications. I'm not really that kind of person to want that many notifications. I go in when I watch videos, I just look who comes up in my, you know, on the side. If I type in Farmhouse Christmas, and then it gives me a playlist, and that's what I watch. Sometimes I pick and choose, but anyway, do you think I need a ribbon around this? I have some red gingham ribbon here. What do you think about that? Would that make it better or worse? I'm not going to glue it on there. Let me know in the comments what you think. Ribbon or no ribbon? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you.